Welcome back to Dark Genius. If this is the first time you have come to this series, please press like, please share the video, and do not forget to subscribe to the channel so you will not miss the next secret. Your support is the motivation that allows our team to make videos every day. Thank you sincerely. Today, I want to ask you something. What if Leonardo da Vinci did not only dream about human flight, but secretly attempted to create a mechanical creature, a wooden bird that could flap its own wings and choose its own direction in the air? That idea once existed. What schoolbooks never mention is this. Within pages of manuscripts almost nobody has ever seen, Leonardo described mechanisms capable of sustaining their own movement, systems that could adjust themselves to the wind, and components designed to maintain balance without human intervention. These descriptions do not sound like a flying machine made for a pilot. They sound like the description of a mechanical organism. In this video, we will explore where Leonardo's dream of flight truly began, what drove him to dissect birds in search of what he called the secret of the sky, and why many crucial sketches related to flight disappeared without a trace. This is not simply the story of a machine. This is the story of a genius who reached into the future and then chose to hide it from the world. The 15th century, Europe stepped into the Renaissance, a period where art, science, and imagination collided intensely, a time when people believed that nature could be deciphered through mathematics, and if nature could be deciphered, it could be recreated. In that world, Leonardo da Vinci emerged, not only the painter of the Mona Lisa, but an obsessive observer who dissected, analyzed, and documented anything that moved. But the thing he obsessed over the most was birds. In the Codex on the flight of birds, Leonardo described every muscle that powered the wings, every angle that created lift, every moment when a bird shifted from gliding to diving. He wrote, "The bird is an instrument working according to mathematical law." To Leonardo, birds were not miracles. They were nature's perfect machines, and if nature could create a living creature capable of flight, then human beings could recreate a new creature of their own, built from wood, rope, and intellect. But then, inside those manuscript pages, something unusual appeared, a design not meant for a human. No seat, no straps, no position for a pilot, only a skeletal frame shaped like the bones of a bird, a system of levers working like muscles, and transmission components arranged like tendons and ligaments. When you place that drawing next to a real bird's wing, the similarity becomes almost unsettling. Some modern scholars call this proto-automation, a primitive form of self-operation, where once the movement is activated, the machine continues on its own. Leonardo even wrote, "When the wing opens, it keeps its balance without the intervention of man." What does that mean? It suggests that this machine did not need a pilot. It was not an aircraft. It was not a simple test rig. It was a mechanical creature, capable of correcting itself according to the wind. The most suspicious part was this. The pages describing the balancing mechanism disappeared. No one knows why, but one thing is clear. Leonardo came closer than anyone in his time to creating a flying robot. 500 years before the world imagined drones. To build it, Leonardo did not begin with the idea of an aircraft. He began with the anatomy of a bird. He analyzed the chest muscles that generated each powerful flap, the angle of the folding wings, the airflow touching the underside of the feathers, and the exact center of gravity. Then he recreated all of it using materials from his era, wood as the bones, rope as the tendons, pulleys as the muscles, and linen fabric as the feathers. Leonardo did not copy the shape, he copied the function. This was robotics thinking in the 15th century, but every invention has a dark side. Italy at that time was constantly at war. A mechanical creature capable of flight, even for a few seconds, could have changed everything. It could carry explosives, deliver secret messages, or scout fortified walls. Leonardo feared this deeply. He wrote, "Men of wicked minds would use this for destruction. if the mechanical bird truly worked, it could have become the first weapon based on the imitation of living creatures. And the world of the 15th century should never have possessed such a thing. The dream of the mechanical bird collapsed for several reasons. There was no aluminum, there were no engines, there were no ultra-lightweight materials. Aerodynamics did not yet exist as a scientific field, and most mysterious of all, the crucial pages simply disappeared. Some were torn out, some were sold separately, some appeared in 16th century catalogues, but were never seen again. When those pages vanished, the final secret vanished with them. Did Leonardo create a prototype? Did he destroy it? No one knows, but he saw the future of aerial drones. As early as the year 1490, Leonardo was not only a genius, he carried a deep moral fear. He understood that technology powerful enough to move humanity forward was also powerful enough to destroy it. In a world that believed flight was a privilege of angels, Leonardo's dream could be seen as arrogance against heaven, and if the mechanical bird fell into the wrong hands, it would become a weapon of devastation. Maybe that is why he stopped. Not because he could not continue, but because he was not sure humanity was ready. So what was the mechanical bird? Truly, not an aircraft, not a drone, not just an experimental device. It was humanity's first attempt to create a mechanical life form. The structure was correct. The principles were correct. The idea was centuries ahead of its time, but the materials and the scientific knowledge of that era could not bring it to life. Leonardo did not fail. He simply saw the future far too early. If Leonardo had access to modern materials today, carbon fiber, lithium batteries, and electric motors, what do you think he would create? A complete aircraft, a fully realized mechanical bird, or something that even we today still cannot imagine? Share your thoughts in the comments. In the next episode of Dark Genius, we will step into the darkest chapter of Leonardo da Vinci's notebooks, a place where he did not draw angels, but designed machines of war that should never have existed. A tank imagined for 100 years before tanks, a rotating multi-barrel weapon for 100 years before Gatling. Weapons that, if completed, could have changed the fate of Europe. Episode 4. The tank, the multi-barrel gun, and the weapons that should not exist. If you found this video helpful, please press like. Do not forget to subscribe to follow the next episode of Dark Genius. Thank you for staying with us.